When you hold an idea in your mind, and your goals and your dreams, then I want you to understand this, that it must give into form. Wealthy people meditate. Oprah, Paul McCarthy, Michael Jordan, Steve Jobs, Bob Stiller, owner of the Green Machine Coffee, all of them say they meditate. They went on to say also, when I did my research, not only do they meditate, but every single one of them said that they ask God questions. They've been keeping journals since they've been a kid, and every big financial breakthrough they had or company breakthrough they had came from sitting silent with God. So there's financial answers for you. Meditation. Don't ask negative questions. Why does this always happen to me? You're going to get, why this always happened to you. Now, is that really going to be helpful? A whole bunch of journal filled with, why this always happened to me? You're going to, because you're lazy. Why does this always happen to me? Because you don't listen. Why does this always happen to me? Because you didn't do the last thing I told you. Why does this always happen to me? You got all the wrong friends. Why does this always happen to me? You on the internet all the time. Why does this always happen to me? Because you gossip too much. Well, do you really need to hear all of that? You already depressed. Oh, okay, I'm just having fun. Why are you asking those questions? Why can't I get ahead? Because you always behind. You don't do nothing I say. Do you really want to hear that? Why don't you ask more empowering questions? Why even go there? Why are you asking? Why do you even want the answer to that drama? And you don't really need the answer. You already know what's wrong with you. You don't need a confirmation of what's wrong with you. You don't need that. Don't act like you are shocked when somebody turn to you. If you're with your married partner, turn to him right now. Turn to him right now. Say, I repent for every time I act shocked when you told me what was wrong with me. I was just being stupid. I know what's wrong with me. And I know you know what's wrong with me. And you were right every single time you said that was wrong with me. It was absolutely wrong. I didn't need no revelation. And I'm sorry we argued about it. And I got mad. And I took days being upset with you. When you told me, I knew it was true. I will never again act that ignorant about what's wrong with me. I know what's wrong with me. Now I just ask you, can you speak to what's right with me? Or what you want to be right with me? Because I already know what's wrong with me. And I'm working on that. I'm just mad you pointed out. But I'm going to fix it. And I'm going to be right for you. For the next 10 days, will you just speak to my potential and not what's wrong with me? And I promise you, I'm going to live up to the potential that you speak to. Thank you. All right. Very good. You mad for 3 days because somebody told you the truth about you. 3 days you got an attitude, and they told you the truth. Why are you doing that? They tell you, you're so stubborn. I can't believe you called me. You are stubborn. You can't believe it. As soon as you walked away, you heard God say, stubborn. You little stubborn thing, you. Stubborn. Go back and tell her something. No, God, I'm not going. Stubborn. Woo. So don't ask negative questions. Ask, how can I get my dream home? How can I pay off everything I have? How can I get my dream car? How can I be financially free? Every single thing in your life right now was once a thought. Everything existing in your life was once a thought that you manifested into your reality. You said it, meditated on it, and brought it forth. So everything right now in your life is something you thought, meditated on it, and brought it into reality. So you want to make sure that you start thinking what you really want so you can bring what you really want into your reality. Give me some more success stories. Paul Mitchell said he started with just 5 minutes of quiet meditation and reflection. He said, but the thing about this is that I want you to understand is when Paul Mitchell started this, he was homeless. Living on the streets of LA, then he finally got enough success to get a car, and for the next year lived out of his car. But while he was living in his car, he said every single day he meditated on being not a millionaire, but a billionaire. 13 years later, he became a millionaire. Now today, he's worth $3 billion. Paul Mitchell Hair Products. Peter Daniels, who a lot of you had the opportunity to meet because I brought him in to one of my conferences before. He's one of Australia's top real estate pioneers, giants, and millionaires. He said that he used to, when he was in school, his teacher told him he would be a failure, he would never amount to anything. He said he used to sit on the street corners looking for food that he now owns. And yes, I said he owns street corners and streets in Australia. He's one of Australia's richest men, and he said that it came from a daily practice of one thing. He went to a seminar and he asked, how do I become wealthy? And the guy told him, meditate. He said he went home and started meditating outside, first of all, where he had to stay. Meditated on the street corners, meditated until he bought the whole block that he used to meditate on. Richard Branson, who has built 8 separate billion-dollar companies. You heard me right. You only know about one Virgin, which was in 1970, which he started at the age of 20, at 1970 at the age of 20. Today, he's worth over $5 billion. He said that he had a morning routine since he was a young teenage boy that included meditation, reading, something inspiring, then journaling, creating a gratitude list, get out, do something physical with his body, then come back, write down more, and start his day. Sounds like what I told you today. He said that practice alone is what caused me to become a billion-dollar company. Proverbs 8:17 says, I love those who love me, and those who seek me early shall find me. When you seek early, you'll find answers. Psalms 119:97-99 says, oh, how I love your law. I meditate on it all day long. Your commands are always with me and make me wiser than my enemies. I have more insight than all my teachers, for I meditate on your statutes. So meditation can make you wiser than your enemies. That's how you always win. My top achievements in my life came from the practices, the supernatural practices I'm telling you today. Creating a success journal came from the process of getting up in the mornings, meeting with my supernatural partner, meditating, and then I came up with the idea for the success journal, which has been revolutionary. The success journal is amazing. It's an amazing tool, and you know about it from being at my seminars and from the confines of just being in the workshops with me. But you probably have no idea that I sell literally thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of success journals every single week. We're getting to the place right now where I literally had to do something to slow down my sales of the journals because I couldn't even have production keep up with them. So it was not just a good idea, it was a divine idea that came as a result of meditation. The most revolutionary idea I had was to start a club called the Women in Wealth Club, which is amazing. If you are not in it, you need to get you a seat in the Women in Wealth Club. And I'm telling you, stay parked there. Don't get out. It's going to be time. Some of you have been in it a year. It's going to be time for renewal. Renew. Don't stop, because it's going higher and higher and higher. But it came out of meditation to do the Women in Wealth Club. And every day I get more confirmation about the meditation that I started that club for and what's going to happen with it. Do you know that we're about to enter into a revolutionary year, and that we're about to have, over the next 5-6 years, that there's going to be an outpouring literally in America of finances and financial blessing? Do you know that the next wave of increase is going to come to those that are entrepreneurs? And did you know that there is an idea generation that's happening in the earth again that's going to marvel the days of when they created the light bulb and when they created industry things like the car? Things are going to be created in 2020 and 2021 like that again. Do you know that God has opened up the windows of heaven for Christian people and for entrepreneurs and those that believe on him? He's opened up the windows of heaven for them to have access to billions of dollars like they never had before. Do you know that the internet can make you rich in 1 year where it would take you 15 years? There's an outpouring of so much finances and so much money that's happening in the earth right now that if you don't tap in, you're going to go for the next 4 or 5 years, keep doing the same thing, the same old way, and you're going to miss the wave that has been opened up just for you. That you can literally tap in on a high level. And that's why what I'm doing right now is so precise and so timely, the Women in Wealth Club, because it's taking women who usually were behind and it's putting them on the forefront, and it's showing them how to not only create money but to create portfolios. The things we're about to tap into in the Women in Wealth Club is going to change not just this region, it's going to change things in the entire earth. I have tapped into something that's so big, you ought to be glad you're on the ground floor of it, because it's going to be revolutionary. It's going to change the dynamic for people in this earth. I knew it. I asked for confirmation on it, and every single day I get a call of people that want to partner with me that say, I'm so glad you're doing this. I'm so glad you're the perfect voice for this. Can you speak to this? Can you speak into this industry? This thing is about to blow up so big. Those are kind of things that are happening. I healed my foot. I didn't want to have surgery. Meditating day and night. Through meditation came how to get my foot healed without having surgery. Of course, I prayed, believe God for supernatural healing, but there are also some things I had to do in the natural. I discovered some things to take. I never had heard of Winfrey before in my whole life. I started taking Winfrey. After I started taking it for a couple of days and I looked more into it, I found that it was called a knit bone blend. And so that means that it knits the bones of your body back together. I did not know that, but I put Winfrey on my foot. It was broke in 6 different places. It was split apart. They said I would never walk on that foot again without having major surgery and putting a pin in my foot. The lady who was a surgeon said it was the worst break she ever seen in her entire life. She couldn't believe that I could walk into her office without having a boot on that foot. I put Winfrey on it every single night, wrapped my foot up in it, and that foot began, the bone grew back together, mended itself back together, grew stronger than the other foot, and came out perfectly and straight, and never in my life went to the hospital and had one surgery. Every step along the way, I was asking God instructions and meditation in the morning and visualizing the outcome, and I got it. Quiet your minds. Quiet your minds. There's $1 million downloads that are about to come to you. Yeah. Close your eyes. See into your future. You have the time. Make space for more. When you meditate, think on things that are noble, that are right, that are pure. Do your meditations every single day. And watch what's going to happen. When you hold an idea in your mind, and your goals and your dreams, then I want you to understand this, that it must give into form.